Welcome to Philly Fortune Talks with your host, Jake Penny, where the city's brightest minds share the secrets behind their success. Are you ready to be inspired?
So what's going on, everybody? My name is Jake Penny. I am the podcast host of Philly Fortune Talks. Today, I have the opportunity of having a good friend of mine that we go way back, I think back in 2016.
Exactly. Yeah.
I used to come to this guy for accountability when I was just getting started in real estate as well. You were in Go Abundance and M1 and One Life Fully Lived, and I tried to hop on calls with you because I couldn't afford those mentorships at the time and whatnot. Danny is a well-known real estate professional investor, Mr. Mainline. He's a new father, and he's been in real estate for the past 15 years. Danny, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much again. Thank you so much for having me. I'm humbled, like I said. Thank you for having me. Really, this means a lot.
Absolutely. So, kicking things off, can you start by telling us about an early win on your career and what you think made that happen, whether that's real estate or anything in general?
Well, my career before real estate was fitness, and that was only going so far. So I transitioned over to real estate because, the life I wanted, like when I met you, you guys had goals. I remember that. I remember when you guys got up on stage and what you said to everyone. I remember that to this day. So same thing with me. Personal training was only going so far. So I knew I had to transition to real estate, and I wanted to work for myself. Honestly, that was a big thing. I didn't like schedule. I just wanted the freedom to work when I wanted to, and real estate kind of gave that to me. But the big thing was when I transitioned in December of 19, when I decided to start my own little company with my business partner, Asher, start an LLC and started flipping. That was my big win. Sales is great. It is great. It's good. Well, actually, it's good when it's good. You know that. And when it's not good. So I wanted to get over that. I wanted to make decisions for myself versus having to wait for a buyer and seller to make a decision or be emotional. And then you're kind of scratching your head, what am I doing? And then they say no. And I got into business for this reason. It just took me so long to actually take action. Let's use that word. And once I took action, I created my LLC, found a partner, and then I just started getting into this part of the real estate, not just buyers and sellers. I still do that. That's great. But doing real estate for myself is so much better.
Yeah. And I know, how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 47. I'll be 48 in 4 or 5 months.
So 47, and dude, you're shredded, man. You put all the young guns to total shame when it
So you
comes
were
to
paying attention.
I've always looked up to your physique for a long time now, so
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm humbled.
How did you what did you bring with your mindset and mentality from fitness over to the real estate industry? Because I know, and investing in general, because I know being at, peak performance as you are with fitness, that's a lot of time, dedication, a lot of days where you just don't want to do it, and so many easy way outs to where you can screw up on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So how did you transfer that mentality and mindset over to real estate investing?
So actually, that's what's great. That really helped, right? Like Tony Robbins talks about 80% is mentality, right? And 20% is the mechanics. So I already had that. So all this time I was, and still am to this day, to this hour, what have you, I'm my own motivator. I've never had an accountability partner or a coach. It was just me. I used that, what I had in fitness, with real estate is tough. You know that. It's freaking tough, man. It kicks your ass some days when you wake up. So I just used what I had already in me with a fitness mindset, and I use that with real estate. You know, you're gonna get those no's, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that, but I can't. So to put it in perspective, here's what it is. I have to get up at 3 in the morning. I have to do my hour of power. I have to do my training at 4:35 in the morning for the last, 12 years now straight. Then it sets me up for my day. So I guess that's the answer. Like, I have to do my morning to start my day with real estate, if that makes any sense. Like, no, if I miss my morning, and like, I'm not even those guys. Ask some of the top freaking guys and they'll tell you the same thing. Like, I've become that. Like, if I miss my morning, my day is shot. And my lady will tell you, I'm a different person. I'm miserable. If I miss my morning, I'm not good with work. I'm not good with the house. I'm not good with the dogs, the baby, the wife, like all that. So that's what sets me up with the business. Like, I have crappy days like everyone else, you know, it hurts, but that's what sets me up for the day, is what I've done in the morning.
Your morning ritual, your millionaire morning ritual. I remember you kept me accountable for a long time there, being part
of the when we were 5 texting, we were calling.
So you were up at 3 a.m. that whole time, like through those
to years? To this day.
Damn, I thought I was, getting up with the man at 5 a.m. Here you already been up and grinding for 2 hours.
I know, and it's amazing because I've done it for so long, it becomes like a part of you, and it's who you are, it's who you become. And it's like, oh, don't get up. I can't help it. Like, if I had a night before drinking, whatever, man, it hurts, but I still will get up.
Yeah. I mean, you're your biggest motivator, like you said. So it's all up to you at the end of the day. Nobody's going to go out there and crush it for you.
Yeah. So that, I guess if that answers your question, I don't know if you were looking for something specific. Yeah.
No, that's all good. So in real estate and in fitness, right? Staying on top of like any field in general is really tough. But what's something exciting you see on the horizon in either fitness or real estate, and how are you getting ready for it?
I mean, I'm sorry, like, can you define that? Like, what do you mean? Like,
so like staying on top of your game, right? So whether it's investing, how are you, finding the deals? How are you going about creating those strategic partners? The real estate market's insane. So the buyer and seller thing and all that stuff. So what are you doing to stay on top of your grind and at the top of your market?
Okay, yeah. So honestly, I'm always scouring the MLS because I have access to that. And then I work with a couple of wholesalers. So they send me deals. So I'm always on, like at night, I'll be up till 9, just looking, or somebody will call me. Sometimes an agent will call me. So it's just always staying on top of it. Sometimes you miss it. If I don't look at the MLS one day and I see another property already gone under contract, it was my fault because I didn't look every day. I personally, we use our cash, and then you and I can probably discuss privately about, what you do with your lending and all that, but we use our own cash. So I'll make a call like, listen, I'm the buyer, I'm the agent, I have cash. These are my contingencies, which are none. I want to buy. So like, I'm always hustling. I'm always making calls. So that's pretty much, really, it's very simple. Or somebody else will call me. I have a deal, like my wholesaler guys. Some of them are good. Some of them want to just, they want bid out. And I don't do the bidding and all that. And I work with a lot of heavy investors, which I'm their go-to guy. Like, if I can't afford it, if it's not my price point, I'll call them if they're interested. And they're heavy investors, cash buyers, quick close. So I'll move the same property around some sort, because you know why? Because I still don't lose it, because they're my investors, and I'll do the deal. I'll get paid on that, and then if they want me to, I'll manage the property, the build and everything, and then I'll sell it. So it still stays around me.
You have that multiple streams of income, even though if you don't take the deal yourself, you can list it and
Yeah.
get commission, or, like you said, a builder's fee or some sorts.
Yeah.
So for anybody that may be listening, wholesalers, bird dogs, deal finders, where do you usually like to invest in and buy your investment properties?
You mean as far as areas, or?
As like area and whatnot, yeah.
What I've learned from investors a long time ago is, I read this investor's book years ago, and it said, I remember that, don't go too far, right? So I stay within the 30-minute where I can get to. Like, I see properties that are like further out, but then I do the math. Like, my guys, it'll be hard for them to get to. They'll go there. They'll do anything I want, but go there, then the travel time. And then if I really don't know the market, I don't want to mess with it.
Right.
So I'll stay within the 30 minutes. I grew up in Delaware County. I mean, you know that. And I do a lot of investing there. I grew up there. I know all the Eastern Delaware County areas. So it's very easy. I grew up in Upper Darby, let's just say. So my partner will be like, oh, what about this street? I go, yep, no, I know that street. So like, I know the streets off top of my head. So, so I like to stay in familiar areas, pretty much. Yeah, what I know, what I grew up in. And if the comps, honestly, really, this, if the comps make sense, doesn't matter where it is.
Right.
If there's comps, 5 comps sold for X, then that's a good buy.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm the same way. I don't like to, I started investing in like upper Jersey and whatnot. And I started getting the bug to invest in the Midwest and whatnot with turnkey stuff. And I was like, man, once I got rid of that shiny object syndrome, my portfolio just like totally took off. Once I just dived into like what I knew, it was my backyard. Just like stick to what you know and master that first before you go anywhere else. So,
you're exactly right. Like, when we started in sales, what do they say when you're selling real estate? Start with your family and friends, start with your neighborhood, start in your backyard. So very similar.
Yeah, definitely. So has there been like a book or podcast or someone that really changed your outlook or approach? I know a lot of people say the Little Purple Book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, but if that's the one, awesome. But if not, what was your go-to source?
Oh man, honestly, and I gotta play ignorant on this, I've never read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I know, out of everyone. I know, but like, I probably get shit on from all the people that know me. They're like, really? You haven't read that? But no, that wasn't it. That really wasn't it. I have so many books, but it was Dr. Wayne Dyer. Are you familiar?
Yes.
I read his book in, I guess, late 13, early 14. How to Stay Happy No Matter What. And I'm not all about business. I'm more about life, right? If you can master life, you could probably master everything else around you, right? A lot of people, like, they master business, but then they kind of suck in life. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know this. So I was all about mastering life, mastering my mind, my emotions, my body. Like, that's what I was after. So Dr. Wayne Dyer, the yellow book, How to Stay Happy No Matter What, it just opened my eyes. Then from there, I read another book, then another book. It just led to so many things. And I was literally like, wow, I'm not kidding. When I read that book, I highlighted everything, and I still have it to this day. I think I gave it to somebody, but I want it back because I love my books. But that was just like, wow. He's amazing. He's PhD, but he's so simple. He just dives about life and perspective and how you should feel, how you should think. And it just kind of changed me in many ways. And then from there, I'm not even kidding. Things really started to change for me.
Yeah, no. I mean, I used to think that money was like the only thing that mattered or success. And I was really big into fitness when I met you. Uh,
Yeah.
and I was competing for a show and whatnot, but I was also just dropped out of college, so I was all in on real estate, and I wound up breaking my leg. So that totally killed my fitness journey. And then I just went all into business. And then I gave up the gym for like, I want to say 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
And everything else started to like melt around me. So like I was becoming successful in business, but
Yeah.
my health, my mindset was going to crap, my relationship was going to crap. So it's like, yeah, happiness is one of the most important things, and I'd like to call it like the 5 pillars of wealth. You have financial wealth, you have happiness, love, contribution,
Absolutely.
spirituality. And there's many forms of wealth, and if you're not like well balanced in all of them, it's no fun being miserable and rich or miserable and being on the top. So it's like, yeah, finding that level playing field. Maybe not
Yeah.
balance, but maybe like integration. Because I don't think there's such thing as balance in life. Like, oh, people say like the work-life balance. I think it's more,
I gotta be honest with you, I don't like the word balance.
yeah, I don't either. It feels weird saying it right now because I always use like the word integration. Like you make them work together simultaneously to fit your lifestyle.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you said it so well, honestly. Honestly, it's like I remember when Tony Robbins said, because I was huge, like even before Dr. Wayne Dyer, like I was a huge fan of Tony Robbins. I saw him a couple of times. I shook his hand like he was the man. And he always makes sense. Like it's like, okay, you have the health, you have the wealth and this and that, and then you're always sick. So how about never getting sick? Why don't we work on that? And that's huge. And this is going to sound stupid to a lot of people, but I don't get sick ever.
Yeah.
Ask my lady. She's been with me for 15 years. She had COVID twice. I slept in the same bed. I had nothing. I just don't get sick.
Ditto. The same thing
And
happens.
I'll tell you, last time I was sick was February of 2008. Why do I know that? I just freaking remember that. That's all. And that I had the flu, and I never got sick since. So I remember Tony saying, those some companies you go, no days were missed.
Oh yeah, it's like a school report card.
Yeah, that's me. I get up and just go. My buddy was so jacked. I love him dearly. And he didn't believe that at first. And then he's like, Danny, you're not kidding. You're never sick. I refuse to get sick. It's part of my mindset, part of my mentality. It's a belief system. It's eating clean, working out. That's all great. A lot of people do that. You know what I mean? You do that. She does that. He does that. But for me, it's mostly mentality. I refuse to believe that I will get sick.
Yeah, and if you let that sickness of disease conquer your body, you will start to digress and get into that mood. So if you say like, if you put it in your mind that, hey, I'm not going to be sick, or I'm not sick, that I'm just going to power through it, muscle through it, you get shit done.
Well, yeah, it's Dr. Wayne Dyer going, it's people. And quick example, it's like people feel, oh, I feel something in my throat. I think I'm getting sick. I think I'll probably take off on Friday. It's Monday or Tuesday because I'll probably be sick. What happens by Friday? They're sick, and then they take off. They bring it on. See, I don't talk about it. I don't realize it. There's no conversation, and it's so true. I had somebody in my office like, oh, Danny, I think I'm getting sick. I was like, why would you say that? And what happens 3 days later? They're sick. Why are you talking about it? Why are you like, putting all your mind? So me, I don't want to even hear it, even to myself. So I just don't get sick.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I took like cold medicine or allergy medicine or anything like that. My mom to this day still, you take your allergy medicine. Why don't you take a pill for this or a pill for that? I'm like, no, mom, I'm gonna muscle through it. And like to me, all that stuff's placebo. It's all junk. It's only gonna hurt your body more than it does good anyway. So just get.
Yeah, so true.
So I want to go back to what your ideal day looks like again, because the morning I feel is the most important aspect of anybody's day at any given time. I know I'm with you. If I don't get my morning right and dialed in and like check off those boxes on like how I can conquer the day before the sun's up or before the rest of the world starts grinding, I kind of have a shittier day. But if I do
Yeah.
conquer those things, man, I'm just like full force running through walls like the Kool-Aid man. So tell me, what does your morning ritual look like?
So, with the baby now, I mean, things are slightly different, but not too different because he's a good boy. He sleeps. So like really I try to get up at 3, get ready. My workout clothes are ready. So I get up, get cleaned up. I come down, I sit in the dark, no lights on, with my hood on over my head. This is unusual. I, I start with my gratitude. I start with my prayers. I read the Bible, and I read an article or two. I read a page or two out of the book, whatever current book that I'm reading. I do my goal setting. I look at my goals. I visualize, and meditations in there. And then I say to myself, I'm going to have a great day. And I take 3 deep breaths. And this is about 4:40 in the morning. So it's about an hour, this whole thing. And then, I take my pre-workout. I go downstairs. I put in about hour 20, hour 30 in the basement in the gym. And then I get up. If Meredith didn't get the baby, I'll get him, and we feed him and we play with him. And then I shower and get ready and start my day, depending, because every day is different right now. Who's watching them? If I'm watching them, get ready. And Monday, Thursday, I'm out of the door, appointments, run around, do whatever. But other days, if I'm home, I just sit and return emails, calls, whatever that day is asking me to do. So that's pretty much, every day is different, but the morning is never different. It's always the same. So it doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having. From 3 to 6, 6:10 is my hours.
Yeah, no, I tell this to so many people is like own your morning first. Don't let anybody else own you. Own your morning because that's like the most sacred time is when you first wake up. Like everything can just be you can either have shit on a platter for the day or the best feast ever. But it's all based on the morning that you have. So it's like spend the time
Well,
on so many people wake up and go like right to work and they stress and it's just immediate all those mental thoughts of just man this is going to be a shitty day, traffic, work, them not fitting into their damn clothes of that morning or whatnot. So it's like I always find it so funny where a lot of people can change the trajectory of their life just by making a few different switches in their morning routine.
no, that is so true. And sometimes if I do go off on a tangent, I'm like, wait a minute, breathe, it's me. So I bring myself down. I have to, because it's me. So it's like really no one's watching me. And it's sometimes hard work. And if I screwed up the next day, I'll meditate on it. I'm like, I have to be better. I have to be better than yesterday because nobody else is going to tell me to do it. And no one's watching me. I'm not getting paid to read, to study, to compete. I'm doing it for myself. It's like Eric Thomas said, read when you're not in school, or train you're not getting paid for. Like it goes down the line. No one's watching me. I could totally sleep in. No one's going to know, but I'm gonna hate myself. It's like this monster that I created, and I can't turn it down now.
That's a gift, though. You know, a lot of people don't have it. I mean, they technically do have it. It's within them.
We
However,
all have it
uh,
inside of us. It's just matter of
pop
bringing
out
it
first.
out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
take the easy way out, hitting the snooze button, and whatnot. But now, do you do like daily reflections or anything like that? Because you just said, I think you said that you do some.
Yeah, I do. I do. If I wasn't the way I was supposed to be, I'm telling you, it's days that I get up and I just cry. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work, regardless. And I do that in the morning, the next day in the morning. Before I sleep, I'm like, I didn't like that. So then in the morning, I'll, you know, I'll sit there and meditate on it. How can I be better? I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that, or so. Yeah, every morning.
Yeah, just pivoting from where you left off, what didn't work, how can you change it, how can you better yourself, and not taking failure for an answer.
Absolutely, that's it.
What's on the horizon? Any big goals or projects coming up that you're excited about?
I am. I have two big projects I have coming up that though they're not my personal projects, but they're my investors. But you know, I was in charge of these builds, these renos. So I'm very excited to see what they look like in the end. It's just gonna be any minute now. Not any minute, but you know what I mean. Like in this business, oh, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Yes, 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 yes. But I'm really excited to put them on the market. I'm telling you, I feel like it's gonna be the next 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, but I'm very excited about them. They're because that was my work, from like the floors to the knobs to
Oh, nice.
everything. So I'm just ecstatic about it. I can't wait to almost finish that, get it staged, and put it on the market. And I don't know, I'm just so excited about it because even though it's not my investment, but it is. It reflects me
Right.
because I did the bill, I was in charge of everything, and I'd like to see buyers' reactions. I would like to see the agent's reaction. You know what I mean? Because in that area, like I know what they're looking for. So I hope I did my best, and I think I did. So I'm really excited to see what that looks like in the next, couple of weeks, if it is a couple of weeks. But yes, yeah.
The punch out at the end is always 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Oh my God, you're not
It's the
kidding me,
slowest
man.
part of any project whatsoever. And you know, it's funny, it's the easiest part of the project, but it
But
seems like the
but
guys
I'll
just don't want to do that stuff.
but I'll be honest with you. If it's my personal project, it is 2 weeks. The way I work with my guys,
Right.
I mean, these guys are, way bigger than I am with, the finance and investing. So they're working at their own timeline, and I hope they don't hear this, but I don't know what's going on. They're just working really, really slow. But like, I mean, and when I say 2 weeks, it's 2 weeks. But with these guys, they just have so much going on with their companies and everything else. So, but I'm excited to because I'll tell you why. If it's my money, it's me, my guys, is different. And tell me if you agree with this. It's other people's money, meaning it's somebody else's project, somebody else's money, it's everything, but they're putting all their trust in me. So to me, I hold that higher to what I'm doing with my bills and all that, because I'm in charge, I got it. But like, these guys trust me. So I really have to work hard to prove it to them,
Yeah.
right? Because especially with these new guys, they I've never done anything with them before. So right now I'm just doing my best, more than I could do for myself, because I want to prove to them. I want to prove to them that my design ideas are the best for this area, and I want to sell it for an X amount and make sure that they make their net. So to me, that's everything, right? Because if I told them one thing, yes, this is the What's that? Don't spend here, spend there. It all reflects me. They spend way too much on dumb stuff and I can't sell it and they net less. It's all me. So in the end, even though it's not my money, but it's my reputation.
Yep.
They're not gonna, yeah.
And that's
They're not gonna want to
way
use
more than
me if
money.
I screwed up, right? So so for me that's huge. So for this year, I'm working with these investors, and I'm looking very forward to like presenting this piece because they don't even visit these properties, right? So like once they're done, I want to be like, ta-da! You know what I mean?
That's one of the most exciting parts is seeing the project come full circle, depending on if you're, doing new construction or you're showing buyers or you're showing potential tenants, seeing that excitement and joy of what that finished product looked like, for yourself, one, because you did all the design and everything, and then also their expressions on how, they feel about the whole, project coming together at the end.
But wait, their expression then is one thing, but you'll agree with this. Their expression at settlement and the net sheet, boom, that's something else. That's what matters really. It could be all pretty, you know that. Oh, great, Danny, good. You did a great freaking job.
HGTV quality, house here.
You did great. So let's look at the numbers when it's done. Then we'll talk, right?
Yeah, I don't care that it's pretty. Show me the pretty numbers.
That's a lovely smile. Oh, you did a great job. Beautiful. Well, let's wait till the net sheet.
Let's see how you actually did. This looks good, but the numbers are in the pudding's in the numbers. So if you were to give one, as we actually close up here, if you had one nugget of advice for someone wanting to follow in your footsteps, whether that's real estate investing or fitness as well, what would it be to kind of hit that pinnacle of success, or any tips that you may have?
Well, I think I'll be honest with you again. You take care of your mind, your body. That will help you in the other areas. If you want to be in real estate, I don't care what you are. You know this. If you do you, that will help you be better in the other areas because it comes down to discipline. And that's where I'm going with this. Anything you want to do, you want to flip, you want to be a realtor, you want to, any areas of anything in life, it starts with you. If you're disciplined, going back to, I think what you asked me earlier, what helped me was my discipline. My discipline in fitness has helped me in life, has helped me in real estate. So it starts with discipline. How disciplined are you? Whatever you want to do, if you want to flip, like you have to be disciplined, right? You have to be disciplined enough to find the deal or find an investor or show them the number. It all comes down to really discipline.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. If you don't have discipline, you don't have anything. You don't have the guts to do it, or just in general, you won't do it if you don't have discipline.
But with this, having said that, discipline, the word discipline is just, to some people, it's like, oh God, it's negative connotation, right? Like, well, I can't be disciplined. But you know what discipline means? Discipline means freedom.
Right.
Once you're disciplined, you have freedom, and a lot of people never understand that.
That's also the world we live in right now, too.
Yeah.
Like discipline is frowned upon, I feel. Could be wrong. But
well, yeah, because it goes back to like, okay, the old school, like, oh, okay, when we were kids, oh, you got to discipline the kid for, screwing up or messing up. So that's why it has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
To the average person, like, I've heard it my whole life, oh, I can't be disciplined like you. Oh, I would lose my freedom. Dummy, no, it's the other way.
Yeah.
You'll gain freedom.
In discipline, whether that's freedom of health, freedom of wealth, freedom when you want, wherever you want, without having to look a price tag, right? Depending if it's financial. So, no, that's awesome, Danny. So if anybody would want to connect with you outside of the podcast, whether that's to chat with you, to list a property, or to give you a deal to buy, how should someone reach out to you?
Oh, very simple. My business name is very memorable. Mr. Mainline Real Estate. It's mrmainlinehomes.com. Very simple. It has all my information. You can reach out to me from there. You can see all my properties. You can see everything that I'm doing. So it's very simple. MrMainlineHomes.com is the website, and Mr. Mainline Real Estate is my business name.
Awesome, Danny. Well, it was a pleasure having you on the Philly Fortune Talks podcast. And until next time, man.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate this. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, brother.
Thanks for tuning in to Philly Fortune Talks with Jake Penny. Inspired to share your success story? Visit phillyfortunetalks.com/guest and let's inspire together.